National Football League. And we'll see the Bears load of tackles. It's the Bears and the Lions under the lights on Monday night.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Tonight we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in Week 1.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in Week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
Throwing to start the drive. Jennings. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 7 catches, 71 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Here's a carry for Oliver. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Jennings. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the running game with Swift. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again. Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They run. It's Oliver. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here. And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone. You think they can keep piling on the points like this? I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt, because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields. And he said he was feeling good in the lead-up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in Week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 20 carries, 80 yards. That's a good start to the season. They got the win, and they were able to establish a good running game. Nothing that just blew people away, but a nice solid base to get things started. And they expect that to get tuned up and get better as the season moves on. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Fields to Mooney for the Chicago first. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive. And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Now, this defense for the Lions, terrific last week in the season opening victory. And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright? Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. Back to throw. Fields. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of. Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and the Lions will take over. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
On 1st and 10, Jennings out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. Off the bootleg, Jennings looks at, and the ball is knocked out, but I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Taken down at the 42. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Jennings. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 44-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They run it here with Oliver. And Chris Barnes there on the stop. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Back to throw. Jennings. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Throwing on first down. Jennings. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jennings. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Lions first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4. They'll look to throw again. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. On 3rd down, Jennings looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Back to Montgomery on second down. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. From the 50, here's Fields. Locates Mooney on the out route. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On first down, Fields. That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down. Back to the air, Fields on second down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football. And they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Swift. Room here to run. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 67 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and this is most definitely the guy you want running the football when you need the tough yards on 3rd down. And he moves the chains and then some as he shakes off that first contact. And as they said in the 70s, he just keeps right on trucking.
On the run, it's Oliver. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Jennings. That pass caught. It's Williams. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 34-yard line. Give him 18 on the play.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Swift going to try up the middle. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. To throw on 2nd down. Jennings. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. The Lions on 3rd down. Okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Fields. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Out of the gun, Fields. Going to throw right side here, complete. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Chicago. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and that will come the offense as they take over. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. And it may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Swift. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. He's got this complete to Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Lions on a pickup of 13.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll run the draw here with Swift. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Jennings. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Again, he'll drop to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll try it now with Swift. A nice little juke. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his man, it's Williams. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Jennings. This will be caught just inside the 10. Oh, he's going to be brought down there in the field of play, and the clock will run. No timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston, where you see the final score there. Patrick Mahomes, 3 touchdown passes as his guys move to 2-0 on the young season. From there, we head over to the West Coast. Check out the Niners at home at Levi Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars. Deebo Samuel well over 100 yards with 2 Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. Trevor Lawrence, 2 touchdown passes as his guys make amends for the setback in Week 1. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Bears, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. 35 yards that time on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Lions to take over. They were victorious a week ago over Philadelphia. They lead here as well as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, Jennings. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jennings. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. That screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Now this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Jennings lost the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. So potentially a turning point here in the 3rd quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines, tackle him, 2nd guy in, tackle the ball.
The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, here's Fields. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. A lot of bodies there in the middle of the field, and that one intercepted.
Yeah, he's looking for his tight end running a drag route across the field, and normally You'd like him to work a little bit further outside. Here the throw is a little early, and it winds up in the hands of the defender.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead, but coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they get a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
106 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick. He's been decisive. And he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off play action. Jennings. He'll buy some time right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Jennings. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown. Go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
On 3rd down, he obviously wants to throw the football, but there's nowhere to go with it, so he takes off and goes. And now as he gets to the 1st down marker, he blows right past it and picks up big yardage. Partner, that's a great bit of improvisation.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Swift will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. To throw on 2nd down, Jennings. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. His 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Chicago offense set to get started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 3.
Fields to throw on 3rd and 1. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
A 7-yard gain.
first down. Here's the run with Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. From the 44, Fields. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now it's Fields. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Looking to throw on second down. Jennings
throws out left. It's caught by Williams.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On second down, Swift.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now a give right side. Oliver. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun. Jennings. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. It'll be a gain of 9. And now 2 yards to go on third down. He's been a busy man here in this one. And
Matt Eberflus clearly in disagreement with that last call. And he's going to throw the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
On third down, it's Oliver. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Back to throw. Jennings. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the gun, here's Swift. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
116 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears 17.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
The Lions on third down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Here's a carry for Oliver. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown.
DeAndre Swift.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Lions are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. But I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you. No question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Fields going to get this to Montgomery, and he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. To the air again, Fields.
And always up by the Lions. And a big turnover there.
It's exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the fourth quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
And they'll get 8 out of this before they start the 20.
So the fourth quarter, nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here's a handoff to Swift.
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jennings.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
It's a solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 152 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
First down, and they go with Swift again.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They run. It's Oliver.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
And sometimes things come together exactly like you want. It's not just been the volume of carries he's had in this contest. It's been the production as well.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Jennings.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
The great move couldn't free him. Taken down at the 10. Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. And he's got his man on the out route.
And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Here's Swift. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift, his third touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Lions are on their way to a 2-0 start. Well, Charles, they had the comfortable lead, and now it's even more comfortable. Another score here in the fourth quarter to grow that lead.
But I think your initial reaction is surprise when you see a team piling it on this late in the blowout. But there are plenty of coaches who also think that if you pull up completely and stop trying to play the game, it shows disrespect to their opponent. So they don't want to embarrass them. They continue to let their players go for it.
Elliott Good with a PAT, and that makes this 35-0 now. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10, Fields. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. The Bears on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Throwing again is Fields. Quick slant complete to OBJ. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. Time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Detroit, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory.
And they will head home for next week's contest. That is against Washington.
Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams.